Hi everybody, welcome to Stamping All Night Long with Wanda Smith. Today I'm going to show you how to make these really colorful fall cards that I have here. I made this one over here at one of my classes, actually one of my bigger classes, my mall class, and we use these colors here and everybody loved them. They're Bermuda Bay, Early Espresso, crushed curry, and pumpkin pie. But today I'm going to show you using these colors over here, which are cherry cobbler, crushed curry, pumpkin pie, and early espresso, or actually I'm using chocolate chip on this one. I just want to show you that you can take a layout and take a design and you can change the colors around and you'll still get a beautiful card. So don't be afraid to change the colors around. If you see one card and you like the layout, you like the design, change the colors up and see what it looks like with those colors. So let me move this to the side and I'll show you the stamp sets that we're working with today. There are two stamp sets from the annual catalog, Vintage Leaves, and you can find that on page 37 of the annual catalog. It's a photopolymer stamp set. You get 6 stamps with that one. And also Tin of Cards. It's on page 86 of the annual catalog. I'm going to be using this squiggly line up here on top. And it's also photopolymer, and you get 20 stamps with this one. This is a great stamp set to have because it has so many sayings here and occasions that you can use it for basically anything. Let's move this to the side and show you the cardstock, which I already did show you, but just show you what I'm going to be using today. It's cherry cobbler, crushed curry, whisper white, 2 pieces. Actually 3 pieces because we need the inside one. So just fold it in half and get it nice and creased with your bone folder. And okay, I got it crookedly creased, but I can fix that. There we go. Okay, and what we're going to do is start stamping the front and then the inside of the card. I don't know if I showed you the inside on this one. Basically like that, and on the one we're going to be making today, basically the same thing. I'm going to be using the foam pad. That's the best thing. I've cut mine in half. Actually, it's like up to here. I don't know the exact measurements, but I cut it in half because I have lots of home classes and the mall classes, and I don't have enough to go around. Some of my stampers have their own and they bring it and they use their own. Others don't have it, so that's why I cut it in half so that everyone gets enough of them. So let's start with this one. Let me bring the card back in so you can see it. The first thing you want to do is look at the layout. You see this card over here where it has the long leaf in the middle? You have to start with that one. You can't start with the outside and work your way in. Some cards are like that, not this one, because you have to start with the middle. If not, if you start with the outside and work your way in, you might get too closed in and then you can't get the full stamp there. So let's get my stamp pads, and we're using more or less the same colors to complement them. We're using cherry cobbler, crushed curry, pumpkin pie, and chocolate chip in this case. So let's start with the cherry cobbler. That'll give us the biggest stamp that we have there. When I have big stamps, I like to ink them up upside down just so that I get more control, because if it's heavy, you have a heavy block, and if you're doing it upside down, it can fall and you won't get the same coverage. I just like doing it this way, even with the smaller stamps. That's just the way I stamp. You stamp the way you stamp. Okay, so like I said, you start off with the one in the middle, and I'm just gonna do it here on the side. Hold it down for a few seconds so that you can get the ink, the cardstock to absorb the ink. And when you do that, you'll get a really nice impression. If you pick it up too fast, what's going to happen there is that you're going to pick up the ink with the stamp. Got a nice impression. It looks a little bit brown, but as it gets lighter, it'll look like that. So that's our first color. Let me get a few more impressions here. Okay, and I think I want to, whoops, before I do that, you want to have a scratch paper in the bottom, so hold on just a second. Sorry. Okay, you want to have a scratch paper on the bottom so that you don't get the ink on your foam pad. You see how I have ink here? But then when you start working with another piece of cardstock, then it might get on there and ruin it for you. So just use a scratch paper. And we're getting one here. Hold it down a few seconds. That's good. Let me get... Yeah, I know I'm doing it, not doing it upside down just like I told you. But hey, want to get this done quickly. Okay, move that out of the way. We're done with that one. Now let's work with the biggest stamps, the next biggest stamp after that, and that's going to be using pumpkin pie. And let's go around here. Want to get most, and don't overlap them. You don't want to stamp on top of the other one, so get close but do not overlap. There we go. Hold that down. And maybe one more on the top. Just the side of it. Okay, we're done with that one. Next, let's use the crushed curry. Oh, sorry, I think I moved the camera there. Okay, crushed curry, let's get some here on the top. Get some in here. And maybe a little one peeking here. Okay. Now we're off to chocolate chip. Chocolate chip. Let's get a peek of that right there. And bigger piece here. Here. And here. Yep, I think I can get a bigger piece here. Okay, so that's good for now. That's our card front. Now let's do the inside, and on the inside basically it's just repeating the cherry cobbler. And we want to get it just straight. Could be a little bit off, doesn't have to be completely on there. And you see I didn't hold it down long enough. That's what I'm talking about. Keep it down there a few seconds so that you can get a really good impression. Now, it's a good thing that Stampin' Up! Whisper White cardstock is really thick and you can just use the other side. There you go, you see? And I think I'm going, yep, cherry cobbler, and I'm going to use the line there, that squiggly line. And just put that down here in the bottom. It sort of just frames it, so when you write whatever greeting or whatever you want to write inside the card, it'll frame it. Okay, so we're done with that stamping. Now we just need a little bit more stamping, and that's for the greeting. Turn that up. Oh, more or less the same. Turn it over so that you can see what I'm doing. And this is just going to say hello. I'm going to ink that up in cherry cobbler. So the first thing you want to do is you want to get the middle first. Or the greeting, I'm sorry. You want to get the greeting stamped first. Got that? a little crooked, but just so that we can continue. Then we're going to use a squiggly line again. Let me show you how I did that so that it goes across, because I had a few stampers that got confused and stamped that in the middle, and then they had the hello and they couldn't figure it out. So you ink it up on one side and stamp it. Then you ink it up on the opposite side and stamp it. And I did a terrible job there. Okay, I'm doing it again. I'm sorry. I did a terrible job. Starting off with getting a crooked hello. Whoa, and I stuck that in there. Don't do that. I've done that before. Stick it in the wrong ink pad. Just wipe that off. Oh, and I just wiped it off on my pants. I thought I had black pants on. I usually stamp with black pants. But no, today I stamped with gray pants, and on my gray pants have chocolate chip ink on them. Okay, move it out of the way. One way to avoid using the wrong ink pad when you're stamping, when you're done with one ink pad and you're going to use the next one, move it out of the way so that there's no chance that you'll use the wrong ink pad. And I did not do that, and that's what happened. Okay, that's a lot better. And then now it's just putting it together. So this, like I said, it's really quick and easy. And just get some adhesive here. I'm going to measure it so that you get even edges, and like I always do, I just do the top, get it nice and even, then I do the bottom. Okay, now we're going to do the last out here and get that nice and even. Oops, my hands are sticky. I put lotion on them so you wouldn't see my dry hands, and now they're kind of sticky. Oh, I don't like the way that looks. There we go, much better. Get that. Now we're going to put our greeting down. I'm going to use a silicone pad for that because I don't want to get adhesive on my surface. And again, that silicone pad is cut in half for the same reason for my classes. Okay, and now we're going to get just a little bit of bling on that, on the edge. And using my trusty pokey thing inside. See, no one knows what's underneath. They never need to know that you made a mistake. And lift that up. And simple. See how quick and easy that was? You can make multiples of this and use different colors like I said. You don't have to stick to one color. You could use different colors. Personally, I like this one the best with the Bermuda Bay because it just pops out. But this is a really cute color too for the fall. So just give this to someone for their fall birthday. Thank you for coming back and watching my channel. Please subscribe, like, and share this. Also, if you haven't seen my introductory video, take a look at that one also, and you'll find out a little bit more about me. But for now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.